my dad was an airline mechanic. My dad was an airline mechanic when I was young. He was an airline mechanic at TWA. Some of you guys may have to Google that, but to see what that is.
Chat GPT, Brad.
They
got a Chat GPT.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, Google's so.
Yeah.
2015.
Exactly. Now it's Chat GPT. You need to do that. But American Airlines actually bought them up. My dad is working at the airline. He was running a trash route and working at a gas station. Okay, and he was working 3 jobs. I definitely saw that. Of course, my mom didn't work. We were from that, culture, and this, I was born in '62, so in his late '60s, '70s, mom was a stay-at-home mom. So dad wanted mom home. We only had 1 car, so my dad would get rides to work, but everything we did, my dad grew a garden. It was just, he built his own houses. So I saw if he wanted something, it was work ethic. And that was huge for me. I saw the work ethic that he had. I end up, as I grew older, I got into baseball. I was a really great baseball player. And then my dad was my coach. So that's where I really got close to him there. He was my coach. We won 2 grand championships in baseball in the '70s. And so I was, I was that child that I was kind of shy, but because of sports, it kind of pulled me out of that, gave me that confidence that I needed. Always a pretty good student, and then, then it, like I said, watched my dad, like I said, and then of course I went in the same industry he did. So he was in the airline industry. I went to A&P school, which is aircraft power plant mechanics. So I went to school for 2.5 years, and then I got on at TWA also. I got on TWA with my dad, and he had been there. My dad ended up being there for almost 40 years. 40 years.
Wow.
Which that doesn't happen anymore either.
No.
You don't see that, right?
Hardly at all.
My wife, Pam, her dad worked for the railroad. He worked 41 years at the railroad.
Really?
Before he retired. I saw both sides. I always been around that kind of work ethic. It's you stay with what you're doing. You treat people right. You work hard. Put food on the table, shirt on your back, roof over your head. Yeah, that was my responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, when I got married and had kids, so I always had that in me. But I love what he brought to me, because it served me so well.
Oh yeah.
As I kind of went journeyed off into the business.
Yeah.